Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, we're fixed. Vici Gaming versus Dreamtime. Game 2 of this best of 3 is coming up. We're live now for it. You're watching the Summit Asia, powered by Twitch, and well, Vici Gaming Gods one game away from a rematch with Newbie in the grand finals.
They're looking solid. They had a bumpy road yesterday, although I think they still look good, even though they had two close series, 2-1 over IG as well as LGD. But DT Club, on paper, probably the easier opponent compared to those, although it is deeper in the tournament to lose bracket final. And DT Club have been causing upsets. I think Game 1 shows that Vici Gaming, when they're on their A game and when they've got a draft they're comfortable with, they put DT Club slightly out of their comfort zone. They are the better team. We'll see if they can get the 2-0 though.
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to just the draft and the early execution. That's where generally Dreamtime have been very impressive, is starting off hot and then rolling it to victory from there. We haven't really seen them execute a big turnaround comeback. In fact, often when they've had the leads, they have gone on to throw them. We saw that yesterday in their winners bracket final match versus Newbie. But all right, guys, with that being said, draft's underway for game number 2. Vici, leading the set 1-0, one win away from the grand finals, and away we go. Vici on the Dire, Dreamtime on the Radiant. First overall pick, Ancient Apparition. The Sand King's out there, the Centaur's out there, and I imagine Vici have their eyes on those heroes right now.
Yeah, they can take both if they want to. Although Sand King got picked up 3rd in the last game, so maybe just like you get the Centaur Rubik, you get something else to go with the Centaur, but
after the way that game went, I feel like Dreamtime will either pick it if it's left alone or ban it in the second stage.
The other hero I think Dreamtime do quite well with is the Mirana. I'd like to see some more Mirana. XCD on the carry Mirana, every now and then they'll do a support Mirana, so
having cores with 600 range is really good with Ancient Apparition as well. So.
Yeah. I think you need the Sun to go. So you're running a support Mirana AA, not that good, but running like an AA Mirana Sand King tri-lane,
quite
fantastic,
scary.
Yeah. Or even just get your like Bane AA Mirana or
Bane,
Rubik.
Shadow Demon, not too shabby either.
Yeah, that's the dog tri-lane. You go Rubik AA Mirana. They love that tri-lane.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's definitely an option, and it just puts so much pressure on your opponent's laning stage. Like one slip up, one sleep, maybe they smoke for it, you're in disaster mode.
Ooh.
But Vici, maybe
Straight
worried about
Weaver.
the Ancient Apparition Weaver combination. That's something that we've seen other teams run as well. You can get the Cold Feet or the Chilling Touch additional damage on both Weaver right clicks when he uses Geminate Attack, his passive. So it's pretty strong. Also, Ancient Apparition to support with no lockdown. So I like picking up Weaver against Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, I don't think DT was going to be like second picking Weaver. It's rare you see that even with the AA synergy, but Weaver's actually a good carry against AA because the time lapse you can get out of the Ice Blast, you can actually heal up from it.
I think that's not supposed to work. I read it was like I was reading it didn't work that way in Dota 1, or it's on the confirmed bugs list, but you are right. You can time lapse back the damage, which it's like I think it's the only spell that lets you remove that damage in Dota.
Yeah, that's could be right.
Yeah, you can't cheese. Heals don't work.
Nope,
it's pretty unusual actually, but yeah, it is in that sense good versus.
And just like you say, having no lockdown as well. Dreamtime are going to have to pick up some. This is where I think you want to go for that, like Rubik Mirana, or you can't get the Sand King, but like Mirana plus Bane type combo. I think is good against Weaver, but we'll see what they look to do with this second pick. Centaur's still available, so I think
I like Centaur here. Good lockdown versus Weaver, and pairs well with Ancient Apparition.
Yes.
He does get... Weaver's somewhat annoying here to lane against if he's got good supports backing up, because he's a pretty good harasser, and if you've got like a Sand King and then another Disabler, or it's even like a Soul Catcher or something.
Yeah. Does return proc twice on Geminate?
Twice?
Do you get 2 return procs?
Oh, on Geminate attack. I assume so.
Geminate. Yeah. The extra attack will not trigger other attack effects.
But
that's your own attack
his
effects.
own like attack modifiers.
Yeah.
I imagine it would, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Because there's no exactly. Because there's no actual attack animation for the Gemini. Like you can be running away and then the attack hits and like you shoot an attack out of your back. Sometimes it's kind of one of those funny awkward things. But
no, we'll leave it to chat to let us know. I don't have chat open, so you can alt tab in 2 minutes and see. But
it's one of those like ones I don't even know. Like in theory it's an attack, so it should return, but like the way I think it works, like how return procs, like as your attack flies out, like I don't know if that would actually happen.
Well, Doom's the ban from Dreamtime, so they're maybe looking towards some hero. I mean, Centaur's not really the best Doom target generally, but maybe think about something that would be a better Doom target. There's Storm still out there. RTK has run the offlane Doom. It's also just an offlaner in general, and What's left for Vici as far as that offlane goes? There's still quite a few heroes. There's the Darkseer, the Prophet, but maybe just wanting to force Vici into a certain type of offlaner with this.
Yeah, I think Doom can always fall back to his own jungle a bit, but RXK's has been playing really good offlane Dooms lately, so. They got one more ban, may target another offlaner, may target the Rubik. They target the Mirana themselves, so. I think FY's played 1 or 2 games as a support Mirana. Vici Gaming haven't run it as a core, but they do run it as a support.
It's kind of an awkward combo with the Sand King. Like, early levels, on paper, Burrow Strike and Arrow is nice, but in practice, Burrow Strike is very low range.
Yeah. And again, we see the Wisp ban. So Vici Gaming saying, no Wisp Tiny for you guys.
No shenanigans, please.
Yeah, no Brewmaster, no Wisp Tiny. Like, they're like, if you want to first to pick the Wisp Tiny, you can have it, but...
Let's see that Ogre Magi Tiny action from Dreamtime. Come on.
That sounds awful, LD.
No, it was really good. Fnatic ran solo mid Ogre. Got a Midas.
That sounds awful.
Get that super early max Bloodlust. It's like having a Wisp.
Oh god, that's
it's almost as good as having a Wisp.
That's disgustingly bad.
No. I think that was in their series when they got 2-0'd by the what was it? The Fuzzy Bears or whatever. The Navi Dendi Havos +2.
Yeah.
Or +3. Havos +4.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. I don't. We're not going to see that from Dreamtime. It's totally irrelevant.
Yeah, solo mid Ogre is just like, what does he do mid? I don't know. He doesn't farm. He has no AOE, no creep clearing.
He got a Midas, man. He was actually farm. He had Ags, Midas, and he's going hard with the double Fire Blasts.
Yeah.
Yes, he gives you a lot of skill at rolling dice.
Well, there's your ROTK here. So he's going to be Clockwork in the offlane. Pretty safe staple hero for him. Kind of just fills the place of the Centaur from last game, being a good initiator to go with the Sand King.
He also lanes very well 1v1 against Centaur. I would say one of the best 1v1 matchups in terms of common solo heroes is if you catch him with Battery Salt level 3, you can just kill Centaur easily. But that's only if they want to go aggressive, which, I don't know. It's an option for them anyway. Not expecting to see it, though.
Probably not with the Sand King. I think Sand King, you just want to secure the safe farm. But yeah, it's an option. Morphling's going to be the carry hero, but again, this is like you don't, even though Morphling's a trailing specialist with Chilling Touch and fighting into a Morphling with Waveform, a bad idea. Probably.
Dreamtime can also run dual lanes anyway. Like Morphling, Ancient Apparition's a very strong dual lane, and they could just pick up another dual lane as well. So even if Vici do want to go aggressive, Dreamtime can dodge it.
Yeah.
If they don't feel confident, but they could just straight up win it as well.
Yeah, I think
I like the Morphling pick here. Vici don't have much to deal with it. That also explains the Doom ban. That's something they were gunning for here. Maybe a Storm would have been like their alternative option, but not much lockdown for this Morph. Hookshot's quite useless against him, and Sand King gives you a nice instant stun. Could be dealt with by Lincolns, but they don't have a proper silence to prevent him from just toggling on Morph.
Maybe it's where they go for like the Super Storm Spirit though, if they really want that extra bit of silence. And I think Storm can fit quite nicely. Maybe not as a
all that's
pick.
left because Puck's been banned by Vici.
Yeah, it's kind of a risky go 4th pick because then they go 4th pick, but it does give DT all the info they need about who's going to be going mid lane, and they can start thinking about counter picks both with not just their mid hero but also their other support. So they'll make sure they pick up another support with good lockdown. Yeah,
or just a very good early roamer is the other option for Dreamtime. No, well, they'll go the Lich direction, so it looks like dual lanes for Dreamtime.
Yeah.
Can dual lane the Storm mid, slow down his level 6, and that's going to be very annoying for him.
Yeah, they can just straight up win 2 lanes off of that.
Morph could also kill Storm. They definitely have kill potential in that lane.
Yeah, Storm's quite tanky just because of his high base armor, but like if the lane's pushed out, which it will be against Lich, it's something which Storm must be pretty careful.
The one thing Storm can do is just go stack the jungle. You can even take more points in Overload early and delay leveling up your Vortex if you're worried, and kind of just play it safe when the lane's pushing.
Yeah, I do worry about DT Club not having enough lock. I was expecting them to pick more like a Rubik as their other support, just for that extra bit of lockdown for Storm, Weaver. Lich gives them, like, all they have is a Centaur stun right now. They desperately need more lockdown.
So, Vici will ban the OD, a hero that can deal with Storm quite nicely in the laning stage, and also a natural Hex carrier. Other Hex carriers out there, or other great lockdown specialists? What's out there? Bloodseeker?
It wouldn't be the worst here. This is like a good Bloodseeker game as far as Bloodseeker games go.
Bloodseeker owns Weaver. That you time lapse or still rupture. That is, and the silence just destroys him.
Even against like Sand King, so Sand King often trying to be elusive.
And you can't BKB it off either.
Yeah.
Nothing removes that silence. I don't know, man. Bloodseeker might be in the cards.
I've seen like fifth
Someone's
pick
been running it too. I remember there was a team that ran it twice
Yeah.
yesterday. I was reading about it.
Tongfu ran it against DK 2 games in a row. They actually won with it against DK.
Okay.
That was like maybe 3 or 4 days ago. But
Well, Vici will go Visage, but Dreamtime.
That's no fun.
Yeah.
Dreamtime are the ones we think can maybe Bloodseeker, but
Let's see it. Bloodsuka.
mm,
It would make my day. Okay, what are some other like more serious options, I guess?
I think more like air type heroes for mid lane. I mean, this is going to be Air's hero, the last pick. XCD plays the Morphling, so Dragon Knight type heroes.
What else has he been playing besides Panda? That's been his most signature hero. Nightstalker.
Okay.
I do like this though. It's kind of a similar idea as the Bloodseeker, except a bit of a safer choice where you've got an actual mini stun to cancel TPs. But matches up well against Weaver, matches up well against Storm, and with dual lanes, this is tricky for Storm. Nightstalker should have that level 3 Void quite early, and the Storm may struggle this game. He'll have to just make his movements to the jungle very stealthily. Probably can't go for too many runes. So I'm expecting to see a Morphling Ancient Apparition dual lane in the safe lane, Centaur off lane, and Lich Nightstalker mid for Dreamtime. I like this just kind of clever mix-up of lanes.
Yeah. VG Gaming do have an actual like true support duo who can roam around, can pressure, can go for early first bloods. But
That's true.
if they don't find those kills, that's where I think DT just straight up win 2 of the 3 lanes and have a nice early game edge. So that first couple night times can be pretty scary when your opponents already have won 2 lanes and have a bit of a farm advantage.
Well, Sophie appears to like the draft here. That's Brian's Black Cat. She's a feisty one, but she's getting excited right now as Dreamtime will go with the dual lane. So we'll introduce the teams. Vici Gaming leading 1-0 in the best of 3. 1 win away from a rematch with Newbie in the grand finals of the Summit Asia. The winner of that set, played tomorrow, will come here to Los Angeles. Prize pool just about to eclipse $110,000 thanks to the support of viewers like you. Keep it up, guys. We really appreciate it. Lots of cool stuff we've got planned beyond the stretch goals that we're really looking forward to that will make this event a very unique experience, quite different from the other big, exciting shows that are planned for the summer, like ESL, Dream League. They're going to be awesome, but we have something a little bit different in mind, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. With that being said, Vici on the Dire side, we'll introduce them now. ROTK on the Clockwork, where you played a very solid game number 1 Centaur. FY, the Sand King once again. Fenrir, change up for him. He'll be on the Visage. Super playing that solo mid-storm, is rushing the bottle, and Sylar on the safe lane Weaver.
Well, for DT Club, we've got In July playing the offlane Centaur. We've got Dreamy U support AA. We've got XTD playing the carry Morphling, Air on the Night Stalker, and then finally, that leaves us with the other support, which is going to be Super playing the Lich. Super versus Super, I always get confused when these two teams meet.
So they can run Morphling, Ancient Apparition, safe lane, and Nightstalker Lich mid, and yeah, they could switch these up, but I think this is the slightly better way to run it. You just want the Nightstalker near the runes, and more of a threat to gank once that first nighttime hits.
Yeah, we'll see. DD rune picked up by In July at top. Does have to be careful, and even with a DD rune, I don't know if he's going to be contesting this top lane at all. So,
did we ever get an answer about the Geminate attack? By the way, I guess you didn't check chat.
I didn't check chat. Sorry, no, I don't know.
Open mic should be enabled here, guys. Not sure why. I'm not sure. We got some tweets that we were having issues with it. It's probably just the perfect world connection. Unfortunately, not much has changed, and the Great Firewall of China is still very OP. Ice Frog has not managed to nerf it yet. One of these patches, man. He'll get it one of these days.
Coming soon, yeah.
Yeah, of course, we do apologize. We are running the stream with a 2-minute delay, though, so you can try and sync up Dota TV in-game watching with our audio. Although I know some people were also having the actual game footage lag in-game, which... Unfortunately, there's just not much we can do.
There's a new cool bug where we enter Showcase, you go like perma Showcase mode if you're in Dota TV.
I gotta remember to stop using Showcase. The new cool bug. Cool is an interesting choice.
You're watching Dota. I've watched Dota 2 in Showcase mode. That's like a new way to watch Dota 2.
It's like I can't wait until we get some custom games from that.
Yeah. Dota 2 RPG mode.
I miss my fun RPGs from StarCraft Brood War, and StarCraft 2 had the worst custom map system ever. Warcraft 3 was definitely the pinnacle, and even Brood War was pretty good, but StarCraft 2, for some reason, just like, you couldn't actually just choose a game. You'd like choose the custom game you wanted to play, and it would just put you in a random lobby, but I don't know, it wasn't the same. You didn't have like that decision-making power. It was very upsetting.
I'm a Warcraft 3 purist.
Me. Yeah.
I only got the good stuff, luckily.
I played the Elements RPG in Brood War, pretty good. I definitely highly approve of that one. Not sure if anyone remembers that, but yeah, there's lots of good custom games. And
coming soon to Dota 2 as well, we get custom games.
Well, we have Pudge Wars apparently.
Yeah,
we just got an email
so.
got an email from the creator, and he's going to try and help us get that set up for the event, should we reach the stretch goal, which I believe we will at this rate.
We've got a good month or so for Pudge Wars to flesh itself out.
Yeah, well, that's going to be one of the highlights of the event for me. Just not just that, but all the other fun stuff on the side we've got planned. There will be awesome games, of course, with 6 top teams and a big prize pool, but it's the little things that really get me excited about the Summit LAN finals. Either way, not too much to talk about in the laning stage. Just free farm on the Morphling and Night Stalker. The Weaver and Clock Storm, all 3 of the cores for Vici doing well in their own right. So both offlaners getting their levels up. RTK with a slight lead. But that is the downside of the dual lanes. You don't have as much to keep down the enemy offlaner.
Yep. Well, we'll see where Vici Gaming go with their supports. For now, happy to just... they're not really fully zoning out the Centaur. They are preventing him from just contesting Weaver's farm at all. But I think we look towards Sanking. He's trying to go for these ancient neutral stacks, but unable to do so with it.
Yeah, they went for a very early foray into the enemy jungle and blocked. I believe it was 3 camps.
So he may just try to pick up an early smoke and go gank instead, but like, what are you ganking?
I like the emphasis on shutting down Sankey, though. We saw what happens when you don't.
Trouble.
Air has another void. I think he could have gone for that.
It was just a little bit...
The bottle was coming, though.
A little bit too far off cooldown. Like, it was 2 seconds away. If it was like half of that, maybe he goes for it. So we'll see. But they're still winning this mid lane. Super. He's getting decent CS. He's actually up to 8 CS, so Night Stalker's doubling that, but not as dominant as you'd maybe expect from a Lich Night Stalker. And that's partly just because Super, he's on 6 armor right now. He's so damn tanky.
He is. Once it hits nighttime, though, he is in greater danger. For now, only level 4. It will hit the first night before he gets 6, so he may just have to hug his tower, miss out on some experience, and even just give away the runes. He'll try for the bottom rune now.
Yeah,
but these next 4 minutes won't be too much fun for him.
Yep. Leaves a remnant so he can get some high ground vision and hopes for a 4-minute rune. Nope, no luck going his way.
Oh, it's a haste for the Lich, or for the Night Stalker. He'll bottle it up, and now they found Super. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, RTK does drop cogs one direction. Tracy after Dreamy U. Chilling touch. Damage quite substantial. It does wear off, though.
Yeah, it was making his way from mid lane, but
he's still committing to this dive. He does have a single cold feet, but out of range for it.
Top lane, though, we're going to see FY going to try to pressure this top tier 1 tower. Not going to fully commit to a kill here, but with the Siege Creep arriving, with Sylar having the Bastering, they can get some damage under this tier 1, although probably not bring it down.
They got to be careful, man. There's a hasted Lich you can wrap around here, and he's got a level 2 Nova. That's it. It's at least 2-3 Novas in the chase.
I didn't realize he bottled it. I just thought he'd picked it up. Wow.
It's Air's bottle.
Interesting.
But yeah, the Air's just sitting mid to farm. No, he's going to rotate now. It is nighttime. There's no dire vision of this. They don't even observe ward in the off lane, and they could get caught very easily. Lich will get off at least 2 Novas here. Maybe more, if they want to go.
Okay, Air gets spotted, though. He actually went in really early.
Super's on the hunt. They'll find Fenrir. Frost Nova to start it off, and this looks to be our first blood. Gravechill not going to help him. Super can dive this unless he gets fogged. The Void comes out. One more right click. Dream time. Strike first. They get on the board, and they make it a 1-0 lead.
Yeah.
It did take a 3-hero rotation, and this does create some space for Super, but nonetheless, well worth it.
Yeah, they rotate a lot of heroes, and that's where Air... This is only level 4.5 here. Super's getting level 5 perform. That's against a Lich where Super's going to be pretty on track to get level 6. Maybe they kill him when Super's back towards his mid lane, but that's still going to be quite tricky.
Super's actually out-leveling his own Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Lich, pretty good hero. It's very annoying to play against. But it looks like Super's level 6 should come uncontested.
RTK's level 6 at bottom. Like, he's on his way to level 7. He's done really well. And that's actually scary for other lanes, because RTK likes his max Rocket Flare build, and it's actually quite a decent amount of damage if it hits other lanes when you're going for kills. Although, for now, Vici Gaming haven't been able to look for kills in mid or top.
Yeah, the main issue is you need teammates to help you get those kills with this build.
Oh, trying to...
And who's going to help him? Storm can once he hits level 6. The supports aren't too shabby, but Sankey mostly wants to get his blink, so it'll more just be that final finishing blow, and probably not setting up kills on his own, unless he gets a DD rune.
They're baiting the Storm here mid lane somewhat. RTK sitting behind, although he's gonna rotate past. Night Stalker sees him.
Gets the Void in the face. The double edge stomp follow up should be enough damage to bring him down. They start with the double edge. They go for the stomp. That Nova connects on 2, and the stun hits on Super. And now Super's gonna go down. He will pull it in July 1st, but the tower aggro. Nicely juggled by Super, and Dreamtime off to a fantastic start. 3-0, and That's the level 6 Clockwork. That's a hero who was really far ahead.
Yeah, they were rotating Clockwork in the hopes of getting a kill there. Unfortunately, they didn't realize Air had an Invis rune from top lane. Air just scouted everything out using that Invis. It was the one rune which could basically foil their plans.
They just dropped this Observer too, so it's just a bad window where they didn't have it up.
It was like a 1 in 4 chance, 1 in 5 chance that you get that Invis, and well, that's the exact rune that ruins Vici Gaming's day.
Midas does come out for Sylar, and I will say a very farm Weaver is a problem for Dreamtime. Sure, they've got Night Stalker, but Lincolns will largely deal with that. You go for the Void to remove Lincolns, and during that time, Isakuchi's out. You won't get off the Silence in most cases, so... Sylar getting big, but everything else going very well for them.
Yeah. Once again, the siege on top tier 1 tower going to continue, and this is the second siege creep coming out, so this time Vici Gaming, they mean business. Now, it looks like they are going to probably get the tower, but rotations from DT Club, they got Night Stalker
and
Chain
Frost.
Lich, yeah.
If they get off a stomp, they'll just unload everything on Sylar.
Yeah. Yeah, Sylar sees, I think he needs to Shikuchi out. Ooh.
If I just Burrow Strikes
That's
in,
crazy.
I think the Weaver was fine. He could have just Sakuchi'd.
I think he was just trying to help secure the tower so it doesn't get denied. But
it gets denied as well. Anyway, that is not a good turn of events for Vici. Now Fenrir on the run, and the face rush commences. Fenrir, Sylar, trying to hide under the tower, but nighttime will end. It's just hit 8 minutes.
Yeah, he tried to Burrow Strike so the siege creep, I think, would get the tower, or maybe he would Burrow Strike in and get the tower himself and just die for it, which is probably worth it. Like, right now, Vici Gaming are pretty far behind, so a Sand King's life for some tower gold is not a bad trade, but...
Especially since the jungle was warded, so they were not stacking the big camp really at all, and...
Yeah.
They need to get that Blink Dagger during this 4 minutes. ROTK finds Dreamy U in the creeps. It's only a level 1 Battery Assault, though, but in comes the super Zip in, Initiation, and they'll find the Ancient Apparition. This is a good time for them to be going for kills. It's daytime, there's no Night Stalker ultimate yet, and they also have time to farm the Sand King Blink, so a lot for Vici to accomplish during this second daytime, rather.
Yeah. And Storm even had a regen rune there, so he uses all his mana to get the kill, and he's still good to fight, so... can't really kill Morphling too easily, but he'll make his way back towards mid lane.
Lich already taking points, and Chain Frost is hit level 7, not maxing the Frost Blast first.
Yeah, what's that value Ice Armor point?
Well, he's taken... Oh, no, I was looking at the skills wrong. Yeah.
He just got his second point in Sacrifice, but like you...
This is pretty standard. The only thing is normally you max Frost Blast first, but I imagine we'll see him go back for a point.
The 1 point in Sacrifice like isn't quite enough to sustain your mana once you have like once you want to be using Chain Frost, I think.
Do not max that spell though. That is not
Sacrifice?
not a good early spell to max.
I wouldn't max it first, but like I would before the Ice Armor buff, I would go like 4-1-4.
I think you usually have enough mana with level 2 Sacrifice.
Yeah, but it's like a really short cooldown. You get XP. It's actually not a bad spell to max, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure what most pros do, but I think getting at least 3 points and even 4 points in Sacrifice isn't that bad.
Yeah. Brian's gonna research it a little bit. Let's see what they've been doing lately.
No, I'm talking about like in general, like 6.80 Lich builds.
Yeah, before the Frost Armor buff, I suppose. But even before the buff, that's still a ridiculous spell to max. Plus 9 armor that also had slow, movement slow, attack slow. Like, adding plus 2 armor per level is pretty legit. That's just stacking up Rings of Protection for your teammates.
Rings of Protections cost 175 gold.
Yeah, but they also take item slots.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying... yeah, but it's 175 gold because plus 2 armor is not, like, game-changing by any means.
It's pretty good. Either way. We will see Sand King just farming towards his Blink. FY getting close up to 1900 gold here, and once he gets the Blink Dagger, they'll really have some opportunities to counter-initiate, stop the Night Stalker dies, also find some pickoffs. Here comes the smoke from Vici. 2 heroes hiding in the jungle.
I'd love to try getting some kills here. Sand King especially needs to find some... He's actually going to have a fast Blink Dagger regardless of his camp being blocked. He's not coming on the smoke venture, but this is going to be a dead center, it looks like.
Hookshot's ready in July. Can he dodge this one? They're still waiting. The smoke.
He wants to make sure he hits
plenty of time to let it go. He'll just walk in instead. He'll go for the battery assault. Canceling the hookshot. In July pops the stampede and he walks right into RTK's waiting arms. Well, that's a dead center.
Yeah. RTK, you could. There's a chance you miss it because Centaur was actually moving pretty unpredictably there with his last hitting. So played it safe, walked in and got a well-timed cogs on the stampede. Also saves the hookshot. Yeah. If you try Stampede away in a straight line, you just get caught by the hook, so I think Centaur played that really well, but couldn't do much more. Blink Dagger's up. They did shut down the Sand King a bit,
blocking this
Yeah.
game, but he's been farming nicely. This hero this jungle is insane.
He's gone max Sandstorm as well. I think that was partly because he's like his blink was slowed down so much that he's like, I gotta accelerate it. So let's get more points in Sandstorm.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever seen max Sandstorm by level 7 though. Like normally I would see like the third point in Sandstorm at level 5 every now and then, but max Sandstorm by level 7?
Level 3 Burrow Strike's still quite good though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's that. I don't think
It
it's
is. It is
awful a build.
unusual though. This is very rare. And sometimes you'll even see players max both of them, but just skip Epicenter. But he has taken the Epicenter at level 8.
Yeah, doing the 4/4 and then Epicenter at level 9 happens every now and then.
Here
Sandstorm is worth maxing out. It's great damage and really short cooldown.
Here comes the smoke gank.
They're getting that ward down, so even if they don't get a kill off of this right away, it's still not a bad idea.
So free farm Weaver, free farm Morphlane, and early blink on Sand King. Night Stalker having a pretty good start. No blink on Centaur yet. That's the one thing Dreamtime are really lacking here. And the Storm has been slowed down quite a bit.
Yeah. Sand King's making his way bottom lane, and that's with an Epicenter. May not realize there's a ward here, so he may actually walk into this one and reveal his Blink Dagger and possibly even get caught out.
Oh, in fact, they smoked for this, so yeah, he didn't see that ward get dropped. He's been spotted, and they'll back off.
Yeah.
Who are you favoring here right now?
I think Vici Gaming are doing pretty well. They've got the Midas up on Weaver. It's still a very even game. Like Weaver's farming, Morphling's farming. Storm's behind the Night Stalker, but it's just, I think, slightly more reliable as far as like game impact. He's not relying on big nighttime. Like, he can do what Night Stalker does, day or night. And I think the Sand King fast blink beating the Centaur to blink is a... I guess there's no Sand King blink usage yet, so even though Centaur's not there, but by the time he has it, we may not even see Sand King use his, so... I'd say it's pretty even, maybe slightly Vici favored.
They also are dire side with a Visage, is the other thing to keep in mind. So Fenrir probably saving for Medallion now, and well, the clock can be the one who goes for the mech. And then there's always the Roche threat to worry about if you're DT. Especially if you just wait for the next daytime.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like not convincingly like everyone does it, but
no. That's score 1 for gods there, I would say.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely. I was like
don't sleep easy though, because that is probably changing now, I think, with the frost armor affecting buildings. Or at least a decent chance it does.
Yeah. Buildings already have like 20 armor on a tier 1 tower. It's like we're like what's
That's true. The
like
value
ridiculous.
point is also quite good in the frost armor.
Yeah.
Because you already get the attacks. I feel like the move speed and attack speed so should scale.
Yes.
Personally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's more worth maxing early or in general.
Oh, they found XDD bottom. The zip in is here. The Epicenter follow-up and the familiars. All of it comes in, but the hook shot's too late from RTK.
Yeah, they found him, but they...
Now they found Sylar as well. They'll time-lapse out of this dust. He'll Sakuchi the other direction.
Yeah, the power of both carry heroes being shown there. Like, ganking either of these two is so tricky to do. Night Stalker needed to get off the silence there with that dust and couldn't achieve it. So Morphling has a replicate even. He's just going to heal up at base and then replicate back into farming, so... Yeah, man.
And right back to farming. And Medallion's online. So this is really the key to me for Vici is, as soon as this nighttime ends, yeah, Night Stalker will have his ult, but if you see it used, you just back off, and else can look to sneak a Roche soon. Oh, did miss the Storm going down bottom, though.
It's a Centaur Blink.
Just got revealed. And very effective reveal at that.
Yeah. Nicely played there. Vici get a trade at mid lane. They get the tier 1 tower, which is... Yeah, Silas getting more money out of this. He's up to 2.2k, so we'll see where he goes. Lincoln's always nice against the Night Stalker.
Lincoln's or BKB. Yeah. There's a lot of nuke damage, so maybe he just considers a BKB. Getting it this early, though, your charges really wear down. FY does spot super. He does go in with the Burrow Strike. Air's going to be here, and the Sandstorm will bring him down, all by its lonesome. Enchant Pressure Ult connects on quite a few. The follow-ups there from the familiar stuns. They're bringing air low, the Soul Assumption. Will it be enough? They need one more Sakuchi. It looks like, no, the Medallion secures the kill. Sand King did die, but well worth it. 2 for 1.
Nicely micro by Vici there. The chain stun was perfect on Night Stalker, and even at nighttime, he gets brought down. That was with 3 points in the Hunter in the night, so...
You have to be a little concerned if you're DT. Giving up these kills during nighttime means, like, the next daytime going to be so much stronger for Vici, and well, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
Nighttime about to end.
And this is where I think Vici... This is, like, the stage of the game where Vici gets scary. You've got RTK's hit level 9, he's got decent chunk of gold, and just has a lot of gank potential. Same for the Storm. Doesn't have his Orchid, which they're kind of missing out on, but I think even without the Orchid, Storm can take part in a lot of these kills and ganks.
Yeah, because they have other initiators. They have Sand King to initiate, and they have Clock. So he can follow up and just clean up kills, and that can help snowball his advantage towards the Orchid.
Well, I'm quite happy to just keep on farming. They see they don't have the best vision right now, Vici Gaming, which is where I think they're playing fairly defensive. Neither Radiant team with slightly better around mid lane and bottom lane, but for Vici Gaming, they're playing pretty blind, I would say. Like even with the two lane wards that are like one bottom, one top, so far apart from each other, nothing around the center of the map, nothing around either of the two jungles. They really don't know where DT Club are a lot of the time.
Yeah. At the same time, it does hit daytime, so they're a little bit less worried in general about the pressure. And in fact, if they knew that Air's ult was on cooldown for a minute, they'd probably be into the Roche pit right now. But they don't realize it. Centaur's coming bottom. They're going to jump on Super in a second. The Blink's there. Hoofstomp followed, and the H apparition ult. Nicely executed gank.
Well,
and they do keep Super down.
They just keep on going with these Ice Blast Sentinel Blinks, and Super just can't find any way to farm.
And Vici are smoked. I think they just try for the Roche. Are they actually gonna? If
they need Weaver.
Smoking up 2 hills without vision.
Weaver does TP, so you mentioned
risky.
Roche, and it seems they may want to go for that after a pick-off here.
Yeah, I guess that's the plan, is get a pick-off, then go Roche.
And they found
They found Dreamy U, so this will be your pick-off.
Yep. TP's coming to the tier 1. Night Stalker.
It's a Daystalker.
Ulti in 5.
Yeah, he does have his ult now. It's a level 1 ult, though. Using that level 1 ult, 3-minute cooldown, so... And it doesn't last long either. You damn well better find some kills immediately if you pop it.
Yep. Super's going to make his way towards top lane. Maybe going for a kill on XTD here. They've got Sylar and Storm. It can come close. Morph's low in mana. They zip from far away. I think Morph's in trouble.
Yeah, Burrow Strike is here. They don't have Epicenter. Don't need it, though. The DD room from Super hitting, just taking huge chunks out of his HP pool.
That lane ward actually helping them out a lot. Doesn't give them good vision in general on the map, but can help with those solo pickoffs like that on Morphling. And now they do have good vision. They pop down a ward in the enemy jungle. They put one down near the Roshan pit. Vici Gaming suddenly have great vision, and with it being daytime, I think they really do want to go for the Roshan you keep talking about.
Yeah, maybe finish the Orchid first. Let's see. Is there anything else that they would need? Clockwork, working towards a 4-staff, Weaver. Sylar's not far off Lincoln Sphere. Maybe they want to finish that first, I guess. That's the big item they could be going for.
Well, I think even just getting a gem up for your Visage, he may rush a gem now, just to de-ward your opponents is going to help a lot and allow you to take Roche.
This has been a value ward. That has seen a ton of movement. It spot out the Sand King Blink. It's seen multiple ganks since then. Yeah,
the Storm Spirit constantly getting spotted by it when he goes bottom to farm, and it's being picked off by that the Centaur plus AA combo.
Will finally wear off, though. Arcane Boots are up, and Sylar close to the Lincolns. Centaur gets pop mid. They found RTK here. He's got a hook shot out, but doesn't get to pop it. Then the zip in from Super counter initiates on Air. Air does have his ult if he needs it. The Epicenter coming for FY perhaps. Just starts with a Burrow. They don't need the Epi. Just the Burrow Strikes are doing the work. And in the end, it's a 1-for-1. A Clock for a Night Stalker. Pretty even exchange, I suppose.
Yeah, no, but I think slightly Vici favored there. I thought DT were going to be fine to get out. Like, Super used all his mana to go in, but the Blink Burrow Strike was enough to assist, and now Storm gets the 20-minute rune. So bottom lane gets a haste, and this will help him out a bit, although we've seen that Centaur blink in has not been... a haste rune won't save you there.
He gets the Orchid online, though Morphling has already managed to pick up a Lincoln Sphere, so they'll need to send a lot of heroes at the Morphling. I'd say Sand King Storm +1 will be needed to kill him.
Yeah.
Now that the Lincolns has come up. You can zip in and just silence to break the Lincolns, then pull them, or vice versa, but you need that additional burst and lockdown, so he's going to be a tough kill, especially if he has full mana.
Angelai is waiting again for Super bottom. This could be bad. Need that AI Splash, and it's a bit too... It hasn't been cast yet.
Yeah, they've been tracking with the double edge. The Morphing's there.
Yeah.
They don't need it, actually.
Waveform and right clicks.
Yeah, he was pretty heavily edgy morphed, so hitting quite hard.
Yeah. This Storm is just getting punished time and time again.
This bottom lane is a death trap. Like, he should just not come to this lane anymore. Go farm the woods. I guess now the woods get dangerous since it's nighttime, but here comes the BKB for Air. Second round of aggression will come now as this nighttime hits. Vici Gaming were looking strong during the last daytime, but Dreamtime right back in a comfortable spot. Injalai getting a little overzealous, though. He's going to start taking familiars. The hook shot from RTK off the mark. Now silenced in his own cogs. Trapped there in an H apparition. Waved in and killed off by XDD. It actually works out alright, but Sylar's found some openings on the backside. Kills off Injalai. Brings down the Centaur. Then a 2-hero Burrow follows from FY. Has the stick charges. Has an epicenter ready. But he'll be focused down here by the Night Stalker. Out of the fight. Sylar trying to kill off those backline supports. But it's this Frost Armor doing quite a bit of work. Keeping the Lich alive for now. Even only at level 1, it's still done enough.
It slows the Weaver regardless. And Weaver will finish off the Lich even with the Frost Armor. XTD's low air. Going to help provide some protection here. And with the Swarm going through, catching out 2 of those heroes. I don't think Weaver wants to chase regardless. But still, like, they don't get the T1 tower even during nighttime. Like, I got to just feel like that's not enough for DT Club in a fight like that.
Yeah, I agree. It looked really good, though, to start the fight.
Yep.
Clockwork whiffed his hook. The Centaur lived for ages. They get the first kill, but the one thing they didn't have was the Night Stalker BKB.
Well, there's your team fight recap, and it's a pretty even
apparently
fight.
Newbie won that fight, Gods. So good. They're winning games they're not even playing in. What a team.
A tale of what's to come in the grand final. Woo! Back in business. So it's a pretty gold change was like 300-400 difference between the two teams, but it just feels like they're not getting enough here. XCD's gone.
The one thing they didn't have is the BKB on Night Stalker, which he just picked up. 10-second BKB.
He could have gone just a lot deeper and been like much more of a frontline tank with that.
Yeah, and Noble going now with the Stampede. They found RTK. He drops the cogs right as Injali blinks in. Does unload the combo, but now he's trapped under this tower, taking some chip damage, but kill secured. They could maybe go for tier 2 here, and Vici are just going to look to trade.
Yeah. Vici not ready to fight at the moment. They're going to actually trading for the tier 1 bottom somewhat. FY's there waiting, and Morphling TPing in. Level 2 epicenter. XE needs to be careful. He's got a decent amount of strength, though, to start things off, so this is not going to be an easy kill by any means.
Yeah, and there's the Lincoln Sphere as well. Yeah. So Burrow Strike not really going to help.
If he had more agi,
he'll break the Lincoln.
Gets to deny as well. I think he was trying to Burrow Strike just to secure the tower, but Lincoln's obviously blocking the Burrow Strike. You blink in, you kind of scare the Morphling away maybe, but that didn't work.
This Morphling has no fear. They have decent kill potential, but you've not seen to me, the biggest issue has just been Super's ineffectiveness this game. He hasn't done anything. He got dual lane mid. He did a nice job of catching up, but then he died like 3 or 4 times bottom, and the Orchid was a bit slow, and even since getting it, just hasn't accomplished much with it.
Yeah,
normally Super is making big plays on a Storm.
He's helped with a couple key kills, like the Morphling top and like getting counter kills mid, but the number of times he's died unnecessarily has just been ridiculous.
It's just when you see a player keep on going to the same spot and dying there, it's like, man, don't go to that lane anymore, guy.
I like this from Fenrir. He's picked up the really fast gem to get map control for the team. And against this like aggressive Night Stalker Centaur ganking, you kind of want this, although he hasn't been able to find these Radiant Wards. Deep in the Vici Gaming jungle. There we go. He's going to find it now. This is important.
Yeah, without this, Dreamtime, I feel like they can... This lineup can 5-man smoke up hills because they can just have Night Stalker with a BKB in the front lines, but they won't see where to go as easily, so they might not find openings.
No, I think that's pretty right. We'll see what Sylar gets. We've been seeing some Radiance Weavers lately in the Chinese scene, and I'm wondering if this is, like, against Frost Armor, maybe, well, there's two, part of the argument is you want to Desolate for the minus armor, but you can just Radiance burn people down so you don't have to get that Frost Armor affecting yourself, since Frost Armor does affect ranged heroes now, so... The
biggest argument against it is that everyone on Dreamtime is tanky. Angelai's quite tanky, Air's quite tanky, the supports are making Ag super, has a mech.
Yeah, so
Radiance Burn and Morphling very durable as well. It's still a lot of damage over fights, but it's just not quite as strong.
He's gone BKB. He's gone neither.
Well, ultra defensive. Nice cogs from RTK. They'll isolate Angelai away from his team and bring him down. That was very well done by RTK. Cogs him and then 4 staffs out and leaves him to die. Then hook shots forward, looking for Dreamy U as well. Battery Assault hasn't been used yet. He wants to run out of this cold feed first, then he'll look to pop it. He will get silenced for his trouble. Dreamy U's down. 2 heroes have fallen. The Chain Frost thrown out just for RTK. That's some hate. Night Stalker forced to TP out, but RTK lives. The Night Stalker lets him alone.
If he chases, I think he maybe dies there, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Luch is getting chased down to the tier 2 tower. Sylar losing sight for a second, but there we go.
Doesn't matter. Then FY top lane. Triple kill for Sylar picked up, but XDD will go for the trade now. Now he'll just TP out. Whew. So in the end, a solid win for Vici, and Roche is now going to be in the offing.
Yeah, looks like that's exactly where they're headed, and they know there's no wards or vision up for the Radiant team here. They put down another ward aggressive in the Vici Gaming jungle, but Nothing near the Roshan pit, although without Weaver here, it seems they're not going to try and start working on that one. Silas didn't even use his BKB. That's why I'm surprised he gets the BKB. Like I get that he doesn't want to die, and that this does offer him like somewhat invincibility in fights, at least for that 10-second duration. But like, he could kill heroes so much faster with either the Deso or the Radiance damage. But I mean, we saw yesterday. I thought he'd go damage item next, and I think he went Butterfly as his third item, and it was like, what are you doing, Silo? Like, get some actual damage up.
Yeah, in theory, they've got some good support damage. The Visage, even a hero like Storm is a pretty high damage solo mid, but he's had such a good game. 7-0 and 2. I guess at this point, he doesn't want to give up that kill bounty. That's going to be a close to 1,000 gold bounty if he dies. Yep. So Siler just protecting his gold.
All right, well, we'll see.
It's a farming BKB, man.
Oh,
secure that item progression. FY will get caught by a Blink Hoof Stomp and then into the follow-up from the Morphling.
Yep, Familiars, they're done for.
Well, FY at 1 and 4 as well. The 3 of these heroes from Vici are just feeding, basically. The Sand Cane, the Storm, and the Clock have all struggled quite a bit.
Yeah. It's been Silo who's had a really solid game.
It's a zip in and a silence thrown out, but already the Morphling's gone.
Missed hook shot from RTK, but that was ambitious anyways. Like, he would have been on an island for at least a little bit. Storm, I guess, could follow him up, but...
Silo's going to chase. He'll find Super TP now, but no real openings to go there. And as it has hit daytime again with no Night Stalker ultimate,
yep,
Dreamtime do want to play it safe.
And they see Morphling top, so I mean, we keep thinking like, oh, they're going to go Roshan now, and they haven't done so. I think now you can actually go Roshan. You see Morph top, it's daytime, you've de-warded everything. Fenrir's got the gem familiars, they scout everything on the high ground. They know there's not a single ward up. There we go. Finally, it'll be the Roshan for Vici. Ice Blast will scout it out almost immediately, though. And
Night Stalker ult has actually cooled down. I don't think they can do this. They've been hit by the Ice Blast, RTK dropping below half HP, and Dreamtime will contest.
Morph needs to come soon if they want to take this fight. And there we go. Vici see them coming, so they should rightfully back off somewhat.
They can just push out the lanes and try again in a bit.
It's just a nice setup for like a Sand King around the Roshan pit, but the problem is right now Morphling's going to get a free tier 2 tower, so Morphling instead of joining the fight says, look, you guys want to try and take Roche, well, I'll get you a tier 2 tower, and you guys may not even get Roche.
Well, we might play a game of ping pong here. The Weaver will push out top, Morphling will go to defend it, or maybe not. Wow, completed shotgun.
I saw the Yasha pick up and was a bit sad, because I think you want to go shotgun this game, but yeah, he got the Yasha first and goes back for the Ethereal Blade.
That is the one nice thing I would say about going BKB, is shotgun with all these nukes is insane. If you've Lakens, but there's so many ways to break it in a 5v5.
Yeah.
So, now he doesn't have to worry about the shotgun on the Weaver. The Storm has to be very nervous, and everybody else is pretty vulnerable to
Clockwork's 1300 HP, that's not that tanky. I think Vici are going to start massing BKB. Sand King's picked up an Ogre Club, Clockwork will probably go BKB next.
Need those blade bells.
Storm's going BKB. It's going to be a mass BKB game, apart from Fenrir, who's probably just going to get his Ag Scepter.
Whereas for Dreamtime, not nearly as worried about nuke damage. If anything, they just want a pipe, which Centaur could build.
Yeah, he's got that little casual cloak up, so...
Just for the Sand King mainly, but there's no real follow-up to it. It's Vici just a little bit light. That's the other thing, is they are a little bit light on damage compared to Dreamtime. Mid lane, Stomp Initiation finds RTK once again. In July has just been on the point this game.
Oh, he may live, though. This is
nice cogs.
Oh, waveform. Oh, XCD doesn't get the shotgun off. Ooh, that clutch 4 stuff.
Haystern will spawn top, and we'll see who bottles this one up, but... Yeah, the Weaver will push out top. He'll try and draw some heroes back, and then they'll try the Roche again, but Morphling's just going to walk back, so he can TP in bottom and look to contest the Roche if they do come. Yep. Other thing is, once they get the next damage item on Weaver, Roche will be much faster. So maybe they can just take it before Dreamtime even get there.
Well, with the DD Storm, and they see Morphling top, he has got to replicate up importantly, so he can maybe get to this Roshan fight as Lich.
I don't know about this. Dreamtime are coming in numbers. They don't have a rep. Like he's... Oh, no, the replicate?
RTK creating space. He's zoning him out, and this Roshan will be picked up.
Threatening a hook shot. The Aegis goes down. RTK once again caught out the shotgun, nearly killing him off instantly. FY isolated in the fight on the backside. Takes a double edge. Dropping low. Still alive for the time being. And one more right click would finish him off. Then XDD stopped up by the Familiars. In the end, the Sand King lives.
Why does Weaver have Aegis and not Storm here? This Weaver does not need it. Air, is he going to get the TP out? He does, just barely. DT Club, Lich will go down in the end. FY actually getting a kill in the background here. With FY living, he gets another kill, and
I can't believe he actually lived. He was down to like 20 HP.
Yeah.
And just scurried off this way and came back in for the kill.
Yep. That was. I stopped watching him because there was like another little fight going on.
RTK did buy back is the one cost there for Vici, but well worth it.
Well,
Weaver getting Aegis, not ideal, but I guess they were just like, shit, they're coming now, and Super didn't have a great... He could have dropped a TP, I guess.
It was bad for that fight, but I think looking to the next 3 to 4 minutes, Weaver having Aegis means you can siege with him in the front lines and Storm just staying back. But for that fight with the coming right away, Super with an Aegis could have just zipped in, got a kill, died for it, and then I think Vici Gaming just straight up win that team fight if Storm has Aegis, but the fact Storm doesn't die and they can now reset, I think Weaver's probably a better choice. Or at least an equally good choice.
Yeah, Vici gonna back off, and Sand King will probably work towards the BKB you mentioned. And once he gets BKB, Dreamtime don't have anything on him. He can go in with the Epicenter combo and just drop it on 5, even with them nuking him. So they have no stuns to go through magic immunity. Mass BKB is actually a concern for Dreamtime. Even Morphling is he's right clicks pretty hard, but he's really just a nuker at this stage.
Yeah.
It's not until you get like the 4 or 5 items that you're more of a right clicker in fights. So Mass BKB gonna be very strong here. And they'll have 3 soon. Ooh,
Night Stalker gets an Agso, and this goes with the gem. The old Ag's gem dewarding Night Stalker is
moving map pack.
Yeah. Moving map pack indeed. And with the BKB he's got that survivability. So I like this build. From Night Stalker, I think it's probably one of the strong ones. You don't have much actual damage output, but that's where you've got a Morphling on your team, and even like Centaur AA can give you the damage output.
Look at the vision. They've already seen RTK. They'll start it off with a hoof stomp, followed up with a void, and complete the kill most likely
just
with a
barely,
Morphling.
Yeah. Again, that force off is doing some work.
Well, the zip in from the Storm does find Angelai on the side of the fight. Sand King coming in with the Epi. It's a decent Epicenter, but not really focused on any heroes. Only a few pulses hitting each. The Ancient Apparition will fall, overextending a bit. Now, the big kill comes out. They'll bring down the Night Stalker. He's out of the engage, but XDD is winning this 1v1 war. They need more follow-up. They need the Sand King here for this. They'll Burrow Strike Super, finish him off. XDD waiting for the shotgun. It's close. It's not here yet, and he'll be forced to replicate out.
It's like they just killed Clockwork. Vici Gaming.
And they lost their gem. The Night Stalker dropped it. That is a big loss.
Vici Gaming aren't team fighting well by any means. Like the Epicenter from FY didn't do too much. He completely missed the Burrow Strike as well. He whiffed that, and it's a 2k plus gold difference in going Vici Gaming's way there. So
and the other thing was that the Epicenter there was like 2 or 3 pulses hit each hero. So he didn't hit like 8 pulses on 3 heroes. He hit.
He did like no damage that fight. And Burrow Strike missing, like worse than the Epicenter doing that little damage was missing Burrow Strike completely. Like that initial Burrow Strike was a complete whiff from FY. So.
Fortunately, Super found some openings there. Brought down the Ancient Apparition, isolated the Centaur on the fight, and basically forced Dreamtime back. We'll have a quick pause as the Centaur disconnects, but Dreamtime, they're starting to feel up against it. Their late game is strong, but with all these BKBs, a lot of their damage is negated.
Yeah, Silas going from Butterfly again. He likes this build, and it does make him like really tanky. But like the evasion, he was man fighting the Morphling for like half of that fight actually. So that's where the evasion would have helped a little bit. And the attack speed's not bad, especially against the ice armor, since it does slow your attack speed. But it does seem a bit of a weird choice. But he'll go for that Daedalus next.
It's a pretty good
probably.
6-slotted Weaver item. It's just a little weird to see it as your first damage item.
Siler basically builds his Weaver as if the game's going to go 45 minutes, where your standard Weaver builds the game as if it can end any minute and goes like Lincoln's Deso. Like, this game could end right now. Lincoln's BKB, you're not going to do any damage. Let's get some damage to go with the survivability. So you have this kind of mixed damage with survivability. Siler's like, let's go pure survivability so we get to the ultra late game where we're going to have ultra late game items. Screw Deso, this is not a good 50-minute item.
Oh wait, I shouldn't be using showcase mode. Sorry to everyone in Dota TV. I'll stop that.
Hopefully it doesn't bug out.
Yeah, I don't know if they fixed that. They were Valve emailed me asking if there's any like known cause to reproduce it, 'cause apparently it's not happening all the time.
I think it's just sometimes.
I have no idea. But if you do have information on that, guys, you could email me or tweet at me. Tweet at LDDota or at Beyond the Summit, and we'll forward any information you have onto them, and hopefully they can get it fixed.
Okay.
But
that's probably I bet something Perfect World related on the servers.
I blame Perfect.
When in doubt, Perfect World servers are.
If it's not the producer, then it's got to be Perfect World. Yeah. It's one or the other.
Step 1, blame producer. Blame Roland. Step 2, blame Perfect World.
Step 3 is blaming each other.
Yeah.
That's when we'll see the real the gloves come off. The reconnect happens. We've been pretty lucky with our pauses, knock on wood, so far. Haven't had too many long ones. And hopefully that will continue to be the case.
Yep.
Pipe comes out for the Centaur.
Yeah. Okay. This will help a bit. Epicenter's not been mattering.
Yeah, it's been a complete airball game for
Vici
FY.
Gaming are winning teamfights based on Super and, more importantly, Sylar just getting single target initiation. So I don't know if this pipe's going to be a...
The Visage, Fenrir's stuns have been good. Fenrir's been on the ball
Yeah.
on his Visage. I will say that much.
I think Fenrir's been gone somewhat unnoticed in these fights, but he's helped with that focus fire, with the soul assumptions and the stuns you're talking about.
Well, that's the mark of a good team, is when one player is slacking a bit, the others pick up the slack. Here they'll go. Super continues to farm out him, has this BKB essential pickup versus Night Stalker. You can try and get a Linked Sphere, but end of the day, BKB against all this nuke damage, against that silence, it gives him a lot more freedom. And when he BKBs and zips in, what do DT do? They have nothing on that except popping BKBs of their own. But outside of that, they're food for this initiation. And that's what Vici Gaming are feeling.
Oh, they see the Centaur here. One's a replicate, though. They gotta be careful about who they initiate on.
They initiate on air in the mid lane. The BKB comes out, and then the rest of the fight breaks out elsewhere. Fenrir getting obliterated by this Morphling. Just waves in, shotguns him down immediately. Now on the side of the fight, zipping here and there. Super look for the epicenter from FY. Where's he gone with it? It's into the middle of the fight. Brings down 2 or 3. The Night Stalker still standing strong. A 2-for-1 exchange thus far. They may lose more. Morphling chasing. He's pretty big, but
Night Stalker's being chased down top river, though. Sylar...
I don't know if he can run him down here.
So fast. That's the problem, yeah.
Nighttime is still going for quite some time, but the burrow finds him. FY comes in and bails them out. It's a 3-for-2 exchange. The Morphling lives, the Weaver lives, and the Storm does as well. Yeah. So I'd say a bit of a win there for Vici.
Morphling did a good job finding a good target in the Visage to shotgun down, but he still has his familiars. That's your backup plan. And
that's true. Yeah, it's kind of like killing a Chen early game. He's still got his creeps to work with.
No, you can take out the soul assumption from the fight, but there was still level 2 familiars flying around, causing damage, stunning heroes at left, right, and center. And the other big problem for DT is they were forced to use the Night Stalker BKB really early in the fight. The initial blink initiation onto Night Stalker, or the blink Burrow Strike, he immediately BKB'd, and he didn't have the BKB in the actual main fight.
And the other thing is that they can just kite him. They just BKB on Storm, they zip away. Weaver BKBs in Sakuchi's way, or just doesn't give a hoot because he's got Aegis. Sand King goes into Sandstorm and hides, and having lost the gem, they don't have much to track.
Careful, Sylar.
That's the other thing. They couldn't track FY in the fight because they did not have the gem anymore on Night Stalker.
Sylar's Aegis expires, so Vici Gaming gonna probably lay off for a little bit here.
Probably we'll see the Daedalus next. Little odd to go back for a Desolator after a Butterfly.
He did yesterday when he went this build, it was Daedalus 4th, and
it's the better ultra late game damage build. So
that's kind of like his not 6-slot, but like his ready to fight kind of maxed out item build.
That's when Sylar will say, "Okay, I finished farming."
Yeah, he'll have treads. He'll have all of with an Aegis. He's quote unquote 6-slot. Like you can still drop his treads.
He's not winning this fight.
Oh, okay, he's doing 0 damage.
Sylar. Yeah, Weaver is not a good man fight carry. He is a pick heroes off on the backside.
He's got 0 damage items and Morph is 40 armor. 40 armor.
And there's the Frost armor as well, which isn't helping matters.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's not a completely fair fight, but such as Dota.
That was kind of comical watching Sylar struggle to deal with Morphling there.
Yeah, I guess that attack speed slow does a lot more work than we realized. Even with the Butterfly.
Yeah, that was crazy. He just got crushed in that man fight.
He needs the Daedalus. He gets Daedalus, MKB, then he's hitting hard. But Weaver by nature is pretty crappy agi gain for an agility carry, and the steroid is decent, but it's not the craziest steroid.
Yeah.
It's not a troll ult or anything. Well, it's not all up to him though. He's got plenty of lockdown from his team. Sylar is here to finish heroes off and find the supports, not to solo the enemy team 1v5.
Yeah. And we'll probably see him acquiring another Aegis soon if Vici Gaming can get some more map control around the Roshan pit and secure the next Roshan, which...
They did buy a new gem as well, by the way, so Air's got that back.
Alright.
Or did they get... Maybe they got those back.
I don't see Fenrir with a gem. He was... No, okay, Sand King's got the gem for Dire Side now, since he's a bit more tanky with the BKB.
Maybe they got theirs back in the last fight. And
both teams have bought a gem at some point.
Yeah, unless there's one in the Dire Courier. No, okay, no, they did buy a new one. Super's gem is on the Dire Courier.
Okay.
So that's a pretty big investment, but I think they need the gem mainly for the Sand King and to a lesser extent for the Weaver. Hookshot was thrown out, but slightly off the mark. Now they go in on In July. The BKBs arrive and the Centaur is forced out. Sylar will time-lapse out, but he's pretty squishy. can't really stand against all this right-click damage, and will be forced back.
Yeah, no one's died just yet from the initial engagement. Some BKBs on cooldown. Super going to just TP on home, so...
Chain Frost was used. That was pretty much everything for both teams.
Yeah. Most ultis and no one died. Every Radiant ultimate's on cooldown for Dire side. The Sand King Epicenter is still available. But, yeah, no one dying. No one even really... A few heroes kind of get close, but not really.
Roche is up. Oh, man. Perfect timing
Very
right now
Roche.
for Vici.
They scouted out immediately.
And there's no Night Stalker ult. That's the big... Like, the other ults are important, but not having Night Stalker ult... Oh, you can't fight this.
Yeah. AI Splash is ready and should probably scout it out fairly soon, but I don't think even with scouting out, they're going to be able to stop this. And
Apparition ult comes surging in, and Super zips right out of it, so he'll dodge that, and it actually hits nothing except for the Visage Familiars, which don't care.
Yeah. You back off initially, but they're once again back into the pit.
They're going to try and contest this, but it's just such a difficult contest.
Roshan's getting very low, though.
Maybe Vici don't realize the Night Stalker ult's on cooldown.
Yeah.
Oh, Burrow strike in from FY. He's a bit off the mark, though. Then he dodges this Blink Stomp counter initiation. The hook came in from RTK on the other side of the fight, but retreats out.
Oh, that's your Sand King BKB, though.
Uh-oh. And now Night Stalker ult getting close. 19 seconds to go. Haven't gone in just yet. The Burrow strike finds one on the backside. No, Angel Eye going for the Morphling here. Oh, to try back up the Morphling, rather. XDD, though, still fine for this time. He's been Frost Armored, quite durable. Sylar's BKB wearing off. Night Stalker ult's almost ready. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And he's going to get it off along with the BKB right as FY delivers an Epicenter, which brings quite a few low. Doesn't finish them off. They've lost the clock. Now they lose the Sand King. And Super's going to go down too. Has no mana. Has no BKB. They've taken too long. Vici. Oh, they might have just thrown this fight. Super. The other Super able to hide in the trees, and they'll force out the Storm buyback now. Sylar thinking he's TP'd out. Will retreat.
Well, throwing this fight could mean throwing Roshan. That's where Storm's going to immediately buy back in and make sure that they can at least make sure DT don't get Roshan. But that fight going really badly for Vici Gaming. They just couldn't really make up their mind who to focus. Like at one stage...
I kept on like moving the camera bottom because Clockwork was going in this way and then other heroes were going that way. It was very indecisive.
FY played that fight really poorly.
Oh, the Roche, they're trying to jacket Sylar. One more right click will get it down. The Aegis has picked up Cheese, I believe. No, it wasn't Cheese. And well, they'll get the Aegis is the main thing. Only the second Roche.
Yeah. And they get the Centaur kill.
And they get on the Storm, which is... it's not bad.
I think I prefer this a little bit because he can like respawn and do a lot.
I prefer it on Storm in general, although this Storm is kind of poor.
Yeah.
Like, if he had like a Hex or, you know, Shivas on top of these items, I'd definitely say Storm, but I could see an argument for Weaver having it instead.
Yeah. I see Weaver probably pick up his Daedalus any time now. He's a couple hundred gold short and should be good to go momentarily. Just needs another 300. He can have a full Daedalus. He sold his Midas, he's there, but I'm maybe thinking he wants that buyback as well on top of that.
Yeah. He doesn't need the experience, that's for sure. Level 24 already.
Yeah, jeez.
And Morphling's up there as well, 23.
Morphling's got another big item like him. Morphling's the better late game carry than a Weaver. We've seen them try to manfight, and every single time Sylar's getting just destroyed by him. So
yeah, Sylar won't. And he's also got to deal with Night Stalker, who, if this goes late enough, gets an Abyssal Blade, could just right-click him.
And it looks like he's going Assault Crest Night Stalker.
It's a pretty good choice.
Night Stalker's right. You get an Abyssal Blade, you still have no attack speed. Like once you go the Ags BKB, you're pretty much committed to being like a utility Night Stalker / tank. You can't.
Shreds in Hunter of the Night is like 100 attack speed. That's not bad. He's not there for the hard carry. It's more just like the additional lockdown.
It's not bad, but it's bad against Weaver, who just kites you around too hard. So that's probably the main problem there.
We'll see. He's not gonna farm it for a long time anyway.
With an AC, you get the Abyssal Blade afterwards, but yeah, like you say, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. We're 43 minutes in, and he still hasn't even finished, or even come that close to finishing the AC.
I'm a bit worried for Vici, though. Like, their damage is just lacking, honestly. A lot of it's Super being poor. He's got 12k net worth. He's even with the Night Stalker. Normally a Storm would be way ahead of a Night Stalker at this stage of the game.
Well, there's your Sylar Daedalus and buyback on top of the Daedalus, so... He's looking a whole lot better now. This just like doubled his damage output. Just one item, like one tier 4 item, which was his 4th big item, has given him so much more damage.
I feel like if you just threw all these heroes into a pot and started shaking it up, the DT ones would be the ones that emerge. Just so like they're all randomly having a chaotic team fight. Mainly because the Morphling just Godzilla right now.
Beast. I think with Super having an Aegis, it's maybe it's slightly different
MKB.
outcome. Morphling.
I actually like this. Normally I'm not a big fan of it on Morphling, but if you're going to rush a Butterfly on Weaver, it's a largely defensive item pickup, and it's now useless.
We'll see the Daedalus and to say, okay, you're going Daedalus, I can maybe go Evasion as well and get Butterfly next. I think Butterfly's still really good.
There's a zip in mid. The BKBs start getting popped. FY channeling the epicenter, but he's found nothing except for Injuly here. Maybe that's enough, though. Starts taking the right clicks. RTK looks to disengage with the hook shot in, and Morphling will replicate out.
Injuly living on like 20 HP there to a Daedalus crit. Nightstalker and Centaur both just barely living.
They do live.
Yeah.
They do live, end of the day.
Yeah, no, that's good news for TT Club.
And shotgun, oh boy. Super.
Okay.
Zips away just in the nick of time.
Just wants to save that Aegis as much as possible. He'd probably go for a Hex, I imagine. Although I may even be thinking, yeah, Aegis is one thing, but he may want to buy back on top of that, because you respawn, you may just instantly die again.
So, yeah, holding on to the Aegis is quite big. If they had lost that there, I'd be very concerned for Vici. I feel like they're the team that needs those extra lives to win the fights.
FY's still just not doing much in these fights. Like, I think part of it's because they can't find anyone. There's all these just elusive heroes who are split apart. It's only in July who is ever finding on Centaur.
And Lich the epicenters keep on finding air +1. So the one hero that's got a BKB on DT, and the other thing is heroes are tanky. Ancient Apparition's like you said, very far back, but the Lich and him all have over 1,000 health, so tanky enough anyway, I guess, to not die to just a pulse or two.
The one worrisome thing for DT is like their supports are not good late game supports. Like Lich AA, AA is not bad, but the Lich especially is not a good hero once he reaches this 45+ minute stage.
Yeah, he's mainly just a mobile frost armor and YOLO chain frost. Just hope for the best.
Yeah, the attack speed slow at this stage is not that impressive. Although the 30% movement speed slow on Ice Sum is actually pretty damn strong.
Yeah, and you can have it up on pretty much everyone. Morphling is BKB now. He's actually out farming the Weaver, despite not going Midas. And the Weaver's 11-0-5, but he is a full 109 CS down.
Vici want to try and use this Aegis, it looks like. They may just be able to get this tier 2 bomb tower. They've only got a minute and maybe 10 seconds left on the Aegis, so...
Dreamtime, they've slayed almost every other big-name team. Can they bring down Vici here in Game 2? Can they force a Game 3 and keep their dreams alive heading towards the Summit Grand Finals for Asia? Well, it's possible.
Yeah, it is very possible. We're 20 kills apiece here, and the gold graph is less than 2,000 advantage for Vici Gaming. Like a 3,000 experience lead. This is just nothing separating the two teams here.
Courier might get spotted out by Air.
Air sees it, but not going to get it. Air gets spotted by Rocket Flare.
They take the tier 2. So a small victory here for Vici, but the real question is, can they actually break base? They'll try and siege here with Sylar, working on the tower from the ramp.
We've only got 30 seconds on this, so I think they're... I guess it's the Storm, so it's not the Weaver. Weaver can still do this, but Storm just won't be able to be as aggressive once this Aegis expires.
The other thing is that Morphling has BKB, so he is not afraid to fight now.
Storm does not have buyback as well. He's 200 gold short. He's going to come close with these couple of creeps here on the front lines, and...
Yeah, farming for your buyback onto the enemy tier 3 is a a rather risky way to do it.
They'll see the Aegis expire and probably just retreat here, I think. I don't...
Dreamtime knows it's going to expire as well.
Yeah, they definitely should know. At this stage of the game, timing Roshans is crucial.
Yeah, you don't deserve to win if you're not timing the Rosh.
Yeah. I like DT's lineup, like even with like Lich not being the best late game support and all, and I think Morphling's the better carry, but the big thing that DT Club have going against them once at this stage of the game is just Roshan. Roshan's on the dire side, and Vici Gaming will use that to their advantage. Like, so many of these late game fights can be Vici Gaming with Aegis and Cheese on their side, I feel, unless DT Club can make some big team fights happen.
They will go for a smoke, but bottom lane's pushing in pretty far. Mid lane at the river. DT trying to find an opening. Vici moving as a pack of 5 through their own jungle, sticking together for now. FY does have BKB if he gets caught first, so if he gets that off, it could be a decent fight anyway. And they're going to continue pressing forward. Still hunting, searching, and now they found somebody with the Nightstalker eggs. Yeah. Oh, it's nighttime. He knows, but too risky to go in.
That's where Vici can just play ultra defensive.
Yeah, smoke yanking the enemy inside their base is generally a bad play.
They still see mid. Like this Nightstalker.
He's an invis room. There's a gem on Fenrir, but he's sitting a bit farther back.
Darkness wears off soon. It looks like. No,
well, they've seen the Morphling now with the rocket flare. So.
This is oh, there we go. Night 1 AM. It wasn't telling me the time for the clock at the top for a second, but there we go. So it's still a couple, like maybe 1.5 minutes of nighttime left.
Yeah, at this stage with the level 3 ult, it's like almost always Knight.
Yeah.
There's very little. The Knight lasts forever, and on top of that, the ult is ready 2/3 of the time.
Yeah, you can always extend that nighttime as well by spamming your darkness during nighttime.
I would say this Knight goes on for, with the ult spam, like another 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, ulti's 80 seconds. Yeah, that sounds about right.
We'll probably get it off twice before the night ends.
Yeah.
So, well, Vici Gaming back to the base.
Yeah.
They are playing defensively, though. They are not feeling very confident without that Aegis, and also realizing, should they lose a fight now, that could just be game.
The horrible thing is this nighttime's going to wear off like right as Roshan respawns. Or maybe maybe Roshan respawn right before it. We'll see, but this is going to be...
It was like 2 a.m., and then he just popped it.
Yeah.
So...
Maybe he has one. If he gets one more darkness off, he'll be fine. He'll have his ultimate regardless, I guess, but it will maybe be daytime by.
I think it'll still be night because he can. It's only going to be 40 seconds of actual nighttime elapsing, and before he can use it again, because it lasts for 80, halts the night progression, then it goes 40 seconds of actual night, then you can use it again.
Yeah.
So. But if Vici won, they can just keep on waiting until it's actually daytime, and. The thing is, they don't see the Night Stalker ult cooldown, so it's very easy for us to look at this and be like, okay, there could be this window, but Vici may have no idea. It's like, I'd say 3/4 of the time at this stage of the game, it's nighttime.
Yeah, they're just going to assume it's almost always nighttime. And the thing is, DT have to scout Roshan out. They don't know if this is like a 1.5 minute Roshan respawn after their first initial 8 minutes, so if it's a long Roshan respawn, you're not getting it.
Sounds like it's a heart, but he's still not going to win man fights against Morphling. Especially once Morphling gets his next item.
No.
I guess he's pretty much max, but if he wants, he could just get rid of the shotgun, which is not a bad item, even ultra late game, but yeah, with the 10-second BKB.
I quite like the shotgun. Shotgun's actually, like, it's good 60+ minutes in, like, Morphlings, like, I've seen Dagon 5 shotgun Morphlings late game.
Yes, it's legit.
The burst damage, but...
You can go for the man fight build, though, and he has good teammates to help him chase.
Yeah,
Night Stalker can help him chase. Centaur can help him chase, and so too can the Lich with his slow, so... We'll say for buyback and Boots of Travel first, that's for sure.
The Lincolns is maybe something you can sell, although there's a Hex coming soon on Storm, so probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
Burst, you could get burst down during a Hex.
That's actually probably the one, and when you're hexed, you cannot turn on Morph, is the other thing, so...
Yeah.
Almost any other stone in the game, you can turn on Morph, but...
This Hex is going to be pretty important for Vici Gaming. Super's getting... very close to it. I don't think he saves survive. He hopes that he's getting the Aegis when it comes up, and Roshan is there. It's scattered by both teams, I imagine. Night Stalker replicates don't give you the Ag's vision. That's sad. Wow, Sylar just destroys Roshan. He solos this with the heart. Well, we'll see if he does.
He's a bit nervous, though. And now they go in mid on RTK. They found the clock.
Wow.
That's a bad death. With Roche up, does he have a buyback?
He
has
does.
the buyback. He'll have to use it here. Or it's
Maybe
too late.
It's DT with
if they don't go right now, it's going to be too late. Super could go for an Aegis snipe, though. Maybe that's the play. He'll zip in from the high ground. He gets the vision with the static remnant. Night Stalker, of course, does see him because it's nighttime. And the Roche dropping low. The zip-in's there. He snatches the Aegis. Super. Big plays in the clutch. Then the epicenter chattled. This one's not too shabby. At least connects on one. XDD, though, going hard in the pit.
He gets the cheese off.
He doesn't need the Aegis in the end. He's just right-clicking. The BKB will end. Now working outside with that Chain Frost. Keeps on bouncing. Here, there, everywhere. Still alive with Sylar, though. He time-lapses out at the last hour. XDD now forced to retreat. Super dropping low. Still has the Aegis. And I didn't see what happened with the cheese.
Oh, Air picked it. He saved his life there, although he did end up going down regardless. But he had the cheese on and used it very clutch. Forced Vici Gaming to chase that a little bit further. Storm ends up dying to the A ultimate. Morphling going to wait back in.
Storm has a Hex.
Storm just
no, sorry, he hasn't
yeah.
bought it yet. He's got the Hex gold, though, but keeps on zipping in, looking for the go here. XDD muscling him down, though. If he gets stomped, he's dead. He might be dead anyway. Sylar, I don't think he can do this.
He's still got plenty of agi to morph to strength here, so he's actually... As long as he has mana, he's going to be okay.
And he's got his next item. That is... The Aegis got popped in the end. He shattered to the Ag's Ancient Apparition ult.
Yeah. What's going to happen next here? Neither team can really break... Everyone's just so tanky. Like, Weaver and Morphling are both so farm, but they're not actually killing anyone. He's going to buy the Butterfly XDD, so gets rid of the shotguns, going full man-fight mode. I think he's going to honestly struggle to kill heroes more with this. Like, it's going to be help against the 1v1 against the Weaver, but...
They'll just run away is the main issue.
Yeah.
Like, he will win the man fight, but he won't get to man fight. Like, Sylar can just Sakuchi away.
Like,
what do they have to stop Sylar from doing that?
I feel like, especially against a hero like Storm, if you want to be able to kill and burst on a Storm, I feel like the shotgun's really useful, even at 55 minutes.
And I would also say that shotgun's not as good against mass BKB. They have 3, but there's still the Clockwork that you can assassinate.
You can like kill this Clockwork from full HP. He's got
Visage as well.
1450. And Visage does have the Gravekeeper's Cloak, but yeah, you break through that.
This will help him push faster, though. He will push very quickly with the Butterfly, and maybe DT thinking that this may even turn into a base race scenario.
Yeah.
Picking up the AC on air, so that's the other thing that the Butterfly will give him. And hey, he's still got 6,000 gold, so he's got room to play around with his items if he wants.
Where are them boots of travel? Like,
where's that CTY like tinkering chemist anti-mage just selling Battle Fury, buying Abyssal Blade, selling Abyssal Blade, buying Battle Fury.
He's even got a 9-second BKB still. He's hardly had to use his BKB. I'm pretty
sure the last fight was the first time he used it.
Yeah, it's not a second B. This is his starting BKB, which he's had for quite a while now.
Do we consider getting rid of the treads and just purely going for the siege tank Morphling?
I think Morph needs the movement speed, unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Well,
we saw it on Fierce Shadow Fiend way back in, what was it, the G1 League online qualifiers, I think it was, when they played Fomofu's team. You remember that Shadow Fiend game?
Oh, yeah. That was...
Fomofu left the rapier behind and tried to go straight down it, and they threw the game.
That was sad days.
Those were the good old EG throw days. That was where they were building their case as the best throwers in the land.
When EG actually threw games. Even recently, whenever they like quasi don't do that well, and people joke about EG throws, like these are not on the throws of the level EG used to do.
Yeah, the new EG sucks, man. They're not as much fun to cast. They're a great team, but just I miss the throws. I'm not just a part of me anyway. I'm very happy to see them doing well. Don't get me wrong, but something's missing, gods.
Maybe it'll be the liquid throws now with Mr. Jimmy Ho joining up there. But
he hasn't been throwing much.
So Weaver buys an MKB. He's gone no boots. Well, I kind of like this.
That's the thing, is Weaver doesn't need the boots.
Yeah.
That is a big advantage he has as a late game hero.
Yeah, I mean 6 items is 5 items, I guess.
He also doesn't have buyback though. Yeah. So
Morphling has the advantage, like, well, in theory he does when he gets boots of travel. Like, he can actually have more global presence, like, and he can actually kind of push lanes.
If it comes to split push, for sure.
Yeah, he's not going boots of travel for whatever reason. Like, he really wants to hold on to this extra attack speed.
Well, they want to go in mid. They'll start this off on Injuly. BKB available from Super. Not been popped yet. Zipping out of the fight. Then the hook comes in from RTK. Pulls in Injuly. Isolates air as well. Still alive is Injuly. Still alive. He's not going to go down in the end. Now they've got to retreat. Morphling just banging away from the high ground. RTK will shatter. And Sylar, you mentioned the mobility. He is Sakuchi'd all the way from bottom. Just arrives as the fight ends. I thought they were going to wait for him, but they just wanted to go.
They can't kill anyone without Weaver. Like that, they use everything on a centaur, and he just lives. Like that was just bad. It was a bad idea, but it was just like a. It also goes to show just how Vici Gaming, their lineup at this stage of the game is really weak. They're in trouble. Without Weaver, then I guess just fight with Weaver. Like that needs to be their game plan. It's the same thing for DT. They can't kill anyone without Morphling unless they hit like a really big centaur combo with a Ice Blast, which they were doing earlier on. But
the Ice Blast, I'd say, gives them more threat to kill. Here comes the Siege. DT are sieging in. They don't want to give away another Aegis to Vici. They want to try and end this game now with all these illusions with mass agility. Look at them just slaughter the tower.
That MKB pickup, though, just kind of
essential
crushed
to deal with
XDD. XDD got dropped to half HP instantly by the Weaver. That was actually kind of scary for Morphling. Like, it's a real show of how strong this Weaver is. He sells something. He buys, what did he sell?
XD.
Manta. He's going Satanic.
Okay. Manta helps you siege.
He's just going full man fight. He's like, Manta doesn't help me man fight. It helps. All it's done this game is help get rid of the Orchid. I mean, I guess push and
gets rid of your own E-Blade, but if you don't have an E-Blade anymore, then it's like you E-Blade, then you Manta so you can right-click, but you don't need to do that if you don't have an E-Blade.
This game's truly just Weaver versus Morphling. Every item they're getting is designed to be able to fight one another. They don't care about anything else in the game. Like, Morphling doesn't care about the Orchid, doesn't care about pushing. He just wants the best possible items to fight Weaver with, which includes Lifesteal, MKB to counter the evasion to counter the right click, but then both end up getting MKB as well as butterflies. So.
Well, where's that damage calculator when you need it? I know there's a website. Who's gonna win this fight if it is just them 1v1 purely?
Morphling wins now because of the lifesteal. Before the
with
lifesteal,
the Satanic. I mean, if Sylar purely wanted to win a man fight, he could have gone Satanic instead of like Lincoln's or Heart, I would say. So it's not it's like 80 to 90% winning the man fight, but it's more fun if it's 100.
Vici's got the backup lockdown. That's where Storm and Sank can come in. Don't forget going for any centaurs and try getting kills without Weaver. Just help Weaver kill whoever he's targeting. Like that I think is the big thing for Sanking and Storm. Like watch what they have to be very wary of where Weaver's positioned.
And vice versa. He should be focusing who they're going on too.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't go on someone, like, they can't go for long range, like, RTK can't be hook-shotting in from far away, because if Weaver's not there, you're not killing whoever you hook, so...
Basically, we're saying Dota's a team game, play with your team.
Yeah, I mean, teamfights, like, I guess mid-game teamfights, they could kill people without the full fight, like, without the Weaver, but at this stage, it's like,
Stick
Weaver
together, boys.
is everything. For
Weaver is love, Weaver is life.
Radiant is smoked up.
Even this ugly little bug. Oh, I gotta stop using that. Here comes the move down the middle lane from Dreamtime, though. They're going to try and find some openings. Now, RLTK's been caught out so many times in the late game, and it's going to happen again. Pops his Ghost Scepter. Dreamtime say, great. That's an even easier kill for us. RLTK has been... He's 0-12, but it's not even the record. It's that he's dying late game, outside of the base, on his own, right when they're in position to push.
He's also got the lowest net worth. RTK.
Yeah. He's an easy target. Jeez, he's not farmed by the Lich.
That's a sad place to be.
This is why we love RTK.
Yeah.
Makes things interesting one way or the other.
He's had an average game.
That's putting it. He's had a few decent hook shots, but yeah. Pretty low.
Few and far between.
Low impact game from RTK.
Yeah. I don't think you can just, like, I think Super's had Super and FY have also not had good games. I think Fenrir and Silo are the only ones you can say they played well. Fenrir's played really well this game. He's been so clutch on the Visage and the Familiar micro and fights.
Yeah, I'd say he's been the most consistent. Super's been stepping it up since he got the Scythe.
You know, like, Visage in these late game fights, you have 6 Familiar stuns. That's something to be scared of. I don't think you care about the Familiar right click. I think you go triple stun, you resummon your Familiars, and throw three more stuns.
It's so hard to lock down some of these DT heroes, though.
Yeah.
Night Stalker, Centaur, and Morphling being extremely elusive. But if he does hit them, yeah, that could be amazing.
It's mostly the Morphling, I think, because especially if you stun him during a Satanic so he doesn't lifesteal back up, or just triple stun him while Weaver's right-clicking him, he may just straight up die. Like, Weaver has a ton of... If Weaver gets a couple good crits... I'm wondering, what does Weaver get next? Does he even... I guess he can rebuy... He's got 4-second BKB.
Yeah. I was thinking, yeah, 4 seconds.
Beyond that, I guess the only other option is, like, selling your Butterfly for a Divine Rapier.
Well,
that's
I
possible.
think Morphling does have MKB, so yeah, the evasion's pretty useless. I could see him selling.
You lose some of your... Like, it's your only attack speed items, the main problem, but...
Yeah, and he doesn't even have treads anymore.
I'm not sure what else.
You still have Geminate for the occasional double proc. Sylar, just getting run down by XTD. Does not want to take that fight.
Could sell Butterfly for Assault Crest even, maybe? Do you have an Assault? Yeah, Diacide don't have Assault Crest. I think Assault Crest maybe...
You let Visage build that, I would say. Plate mail. He's almost got... He's actually almost got the gold for it. Yeah. 3.3k.
Yeah. Could just be... I think Visage maybe just thinking Shivers.
The only other thing is maybe he gets rid of Heart for Satanic. Because to me, Heart is not the... This is not the item you want if you're trying to win a man fight. You want the Satanic. Yeah. I would say BKB replaced first, then probably Heart replaced with Satanic next, and then you think about a Rapier, but well, that's only if this game is going 70, 80 minutes.
Yeah, and it's really the other heroes who need more items. Like Super has got Super's actually getting there. He's got 4k gold now with his Hex up, so...
Centaur's getting there as well, picks up his Heart. But Storm with that amount of farm should be able to do more than Centaur.
And Storm's thinking buyback at this stage, so that's the big problem here. He's going to have to save for buyback, so he can't really buy a big item too easily, but...
Could buy, like, a single component now.
Yeah. Shiver's Guard, not bad, but we'll see. He's down to a 4-second BKB as well, so Vici Gaming, both BKBs on Storm and Weaver, 4 seconds, so...
That's where the shotgun would be great, even at this stage, but... Not the build DT. They have a lot of nuke damage even without Morphling, though.
Into the Roshan pit they go. We'll see if Vici Gaming can contest.
Vici not going to give this up without a fight already. The Familiar proudly dropped down. And
Storm, the king of Aegis deals.
Yeah. Clockwork not bad. Batrider pretty good, but Storm can just sit here for days. BKB forced out. Sylar's going to jump right in onto XDD, but he's getting muscled down. The hook shot comes through. RTK, though, not stopping XDD from doing anything in this fight. Sylar will time-lapse. Then the epicenter, but it's still a very fresh, healthy BKB. The burrow strike also does nothing. XDD is just too big right now, and Sylar can't stand against him. He gets shotgun down. He will fall. Buybacks immediately. Does he time-lapse back into the fight here?
Doesn't have time.
Oh, didn't use it. Already used it.
Yeah.
Ah, he's got to run back in.
That just goes to show, like,
the morph BKB is on cooldown now, though.
Both DT's BKBs were like 8-9 seconds, and then Vici Gaming had 4-second BKBs. Weaver's BKB just wore off too fast.
Well, they'll get to fight against Samorphly without a BKB now, and his Replicate's about to end. The Stomp comes in on Super, but they've hexed up XDD. They burrow striked him as well, but he's got Satanic
the
still.
Ice Blast.
He's absolutely fine. The Lich Ult keeps a bouncing. The Ice Blast there as well. Welcome to Frost City, folks. Not looking good for our Weaver. Sylar isolated. Now starting to tank some right click. Super rejoins the fight. He's bought back for this as well. That's 3 core buybacks. They gotta bring down XDD. He's actually morphing to agility in the midst of this. No, he's stopped. He's out of mana. He's not morphing a thing now. ROTK will fall. Sylar can't even stand against air. He tries to bring down the morph blade. He finally does. The morph, does he have buyback?
Yeah, he's got buyback. He's going to TP in and go for the GG.
That's it. Sylar, stomp. He's going to take some right clicks. He'll be brought down. That's 4 heroes dead. GG any second, I feel.
Sylar tried to be cheeky and kill the creep Morphling was TPing to with the Boots of Travel, but he got blink stunned by the hook. No, it wouldn't have. It was... Morphling just gets too fat in the late game, and DT, they turn it around. We're going to a Game 3 decided in our loser bracket final. This was a game that looked like Vici Gaming should have had. Like, they had a decent enough early game start, but I think it just came down to individuals just not playing as good as they normally do.
And Weaver is just not, he's not the best 1v5 carry.
Yeah.
Like, if you're forced in that situation, you'd rather have a Morphling, you'd rather have a Luna, you'd rather have a... I don't know, even a freaking sniper, I would say.
It's where I would have rather he just goes for that Lincoln's Deso type build, because I think you want to fight early to mid game. That's where your lineup's strongest. We see late game, Morphling just is too powerful. RTK
got picked off a lot that game, a few crucial moments as well. FY's Epicenters didn't find any good openings that game. To be fair, it wasn't the easiest game to find them, but he was a bit underwhelming. And Super, his farm just was lacking. He remember he went bottom, he died like 4 times before he got the Orchid, so... I would say, like you said, that Sylar, at least his individual play was good. Item selection a bit lacking, and Fenrir played well, but the other 3 really dropped the ball.
Yeah, FY not sure. It was something very rare for FY, but he had a really bad game. Like, even in the mid game, like some of those fights around Roshan, he did really poorly in. Yeah, it was just not a good game for Vici Gaming. I think they just need to try shrug that one off, go into game 3 and think, well, we can play a lot better than that. We can beat these guys. Well, guys, somebody's going home in the Summit Asia. After this match, only one team will be left standing to play our final match of the Summit Asia. That's tomorrow, your grand finals. Best of 5, Nubia's waiting, Nubia's watching, and Nubia's probably feeling good. These teams will be pushed to the limit. Who's it going to be, DT or Vici Gaming? We'll find out soon. You're watching the Summit, powered by Twitch. I'm LD, joined by Gods, of course, and K-Pop Tosis manning the stats. We'll be right back after a short commercial break, guys. Game 3, next.